It's Trayvon Martin all over again, except this time, the victim is in jail for fighting back. On June 12th, a white mob led by Chris Milton came to the home of 18-year-old Eric Oliver and his family and demanded that they send out 16-year-old Mikey Vasquez to be attacked. But today, Eric Oliver sits in a jail cell held with a $100,000 ransom, charged with aggravated battery for defending himself and his family, while the leader of that white mob is still roaming free.
We're sitting there and we heard a knock on the door, and my mom's sitting at the computer and she's not really feeling good that day anyway. And she's sitting at the computer and she told somebody to come inside.
When I heard a knock on the door, I hollered, because it usually be the next door neighbors, and I said, "Come in." That's the first thing I hollered was, "Come in." And no one came in.
And so when she told me to come inside, nobody answered. Nobody come inside. So I walked to the door and I opened the door and I was like, "What y'all want?" And they told us, "Bring your F-boy outside." And I was like, "Who, Mikey?" And they told us, "Yeah, bring him outside, whatever his name is." And I was like, I called Mikey, and then my brother got up.
And when they went outside, they started hollering and shoving Mikey. That's when my oldest son, that's when he came out. And then he told him, he said, "Y'all know my mama's sick, and y'all come down here." And by that time, they were shoving Mikey down the ramp. And they drug him across the grass, right?
I was in a headlock. He had me in a headlock, and I had him by the leg, and he was dragging my leg up on the ground. And that's when Eric came out.
He's only 16, so we jumped into it, and me and my brother took action. The fight broke out. Mikey got kind of scraped up and stuff like that, and he was getting. They jumped him. They got onto him one time, both of them. So we grabbed him off of him. We started fighting again. Then like more people start coming down, like 10 or more people. Then they come on the porch with my mama that yelling at my mama.
Right here, all out here was full of people. Right here, from where the grass stopped, all that was full of people.
Eric Oliver was just trying to defend me, and them boys tried to jump on me, and he got him off. So
after they beat they behind, they ran off, and the lady said, "Nigger, you going to jail, nigga, you going to jail." And when she said, "Nigga, you going to jail," she called the police, and the whole crowd went home like a dog with their tail between the legs.
When police came, they refused to interview neighbors who witnessed the attack, and instead, taking the story of the attackers, arrested Eric Oliver and charged him with aggravated battery. These type of attacks are not new. In fact, this attack on Eric's family happened only 20 miles away from the site of the Rosewood, Florida massacre, where mobs of white people wiped out an entire African community after a white woman falsely claimed a black man raped her. African people have suffered these kind of attacks from police and regular white people for a long time. They are attacks that support a system that rips off African resources and labor and requires violence to keep us in our place. As this system's crisis gets worse, so do the attacks on Africans, not just in the US, but in Germany, Britain, and everywhere. But everywhere, Africans are also fighting back, and Eric Oliver is just part of that trend of righteous resistance. Africans have a right to resist, and Eric Oliver had the right to stand his ground and protect the lives of his family and his home. Now we have to stand our ground and demand that they free Eric Oliver.
He's an average boy. He will protect his me. Nobody can say nothing to me. He loves me, and you know how you can feel love from a child. I can walk in the room. He can walk in the room, and I'm in the room, and I can feel his presence.
Eric Oliver was just trying to defend me, and them boys tried to jump on me, and he got him off. So
in the Trayvon Martin case, there were mobilizations across the US and elsewhere to demand justice. In this case, we're taking it further to build organization to stop these type of attacks from happening. It's only because we're disorganized that we continue to be victimized. Join the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. Free Eric Oliver. Write to Eric Oliver. at prisoner number 38591, Eric Anthony Oliver. Address 9150 Northeast 80th Avenue, Bronson, Florida 32621. Also, call in, email, and fax State Attorney William Cervone, the State Attorney for the 8th Judicial Circuit Court, which includes Levy County. Let him know that you've become aware through MP-Dum of the frame-up, arrest, and continued incarceration of Eric Anthony Oliver, a young black man in Bronson, Florida. Let them know that you agree with the demands of the International People's Democratic Movement, that all charges against Eric Anthony Oliver must be dropped and a public apology made to him for this frame-up, that reparations must be paid to Eric Anthony Oliver for his unjust arrest and incarceration, that all officers associated with this arrest must be fired for this frame-up, and that an immediate investigation of the Levy County Sheriff's Office concerning the treatment of the black community in Levy County be held. You can email State Attorney William Cervone at courtadmin@circuit8.org or call 352-374-3648 or fax 352-338-3218. Free Eric Oliver.